Hey everybody, here on the beach in Waikiki in Hawaii to talk to you in today's video about finding a vision for your life. In today's video, we're going to discuss 7 areas of your life where you can find a vision from God, walk it out, and see your life completely transformed by Christ. At the hotel in Hawaii, and I want to talk to you first about number 1. This is career. This is about where you want to write down an inventory of the gifts and talents that you believe that God has given you. So maybe you're good at math or numbers, maybe you are good at serving other people, maybe you are good and you really enjoy making things organized, or maybe whatever that gift is that you are able to do, that talent that not everybody around you can do, or that skill that you have that not everybody has. Maybe you're a great public speaker, maybe you love to read books. These are all types of skills and talents. And these are all things that God has put into us as individuals that allow us to fulfill His plans and purpose for our lives. So I want to encourage you today, write down an inventory of the skills and the gifts that you have, then try and see if any of those connect to a certain career path that you might want to take down. Ultimately, we want to pray. Jeremiah 29:11 says that we have a future and a hope through Christ and God. And Jeremiah 29:12, though, says that we need to pray and ask God for it. So when we think about a career, we need to take an inventory and understand what our gifts and talents are, so that when we start to pray and God says, okay, this is what I want you to do, we can start to move in that direction with faith and full of fervor and excitement, okay? A good resource is Don and Katie Fortune's book, How to Discover Your God-Given Gifts. In that book, they have a list of different careers that match up with different gifts and talent sets. So that might be something you want to pick up, but this is just an inventory of the things that you know that God has allowed you to be good at something. If you don't feel you're any good at something, maybe ask someone else. Maybe ask a friend or a coworker or a family member, you know, what do you see me that I'm good at doing you don't see in yourself? Or just ask them, and I'm sure that people will have an opinion about that. So hopefully that'll encourage you today. Make that inventory today. Tell us in the comments what career you're hoping that your gifts and talents will be best suited for. This is about fixing the broken parts of your life and casting a vision for seeing change happen in your life. So for me, as a problem gambler, my first vision was to pray for God to take that away from me. And so for you, write down the things, the sin issues in your life, and you may not really call them sin issues, but issues that you feel like are holding you back. So these are issues like addiction, these are issues like bad relationships, these are issues like pride or inability to work strong or hard. And so there's these different things that maybe hold you back. You know, maybe you feel like you have a lack of creativity, or you don't know what you're supposed to be doing in life. And these are the things that hold us back. So when we're trying to find a vision for breaking away from our old life, we need to first take an inventory of what's wrong with our life. And so that's the first step in noticing, okay, well, if I work backwards from this, there are steps that you can take. So if, like, for instance, so if you want to be someone who's broken free of addiction, you got to find someone who's broken free of addiction, ask them how they've done it. You know, listen to testimonies of people who have gotten set free from things and believe God and have faith in those areas of your life. But finding a vision to break free from the past starts by writing down a list of the things that you feel are affecting your life in a negative way.
When a man is a woman.
Yeah, so we're here on the beach in Waikiki with my wife Megan, talking about one of our vision quests to find a vision for relationships. And so I wanted to bring my wife on here to talk about her vision for what she was looking for and expecting in a husband.
Yeah. So I started praying for my husband, you know, many years before I found John, and there were several, you know, factors or, you know, traits that I wanted or, you know, desired in a husband that I was praying for. So I really liked brown hair, so I was hoping he had brown hair. Or I guess I would say dark.
Yeah.
Well, I got black. That he would be a leader, that I would be in a position where I could help lead to being alongside of him, that he would be someone who could play music. And basically, you know, in my mind, all of these traits together, I pictured a worship leader at church. And, you know, not someone specific that I was looking for, you know, looking at, just, you know, I pictured, oh, well, all these traits together, that would make sense that he would be a worship leader. So that's kind of what I was envisioning. And when I found John, I realized, oh, these are all the traits that I've been praying for, just in a different package than I expected.
Right, yeah. So I played guitar, but I wasn't a worship leader. I was a leader of a ministry, but not the worship band.
Right.
You got to come alongside me.
Mm-hmm.
in a big way.
Yeah, yeah. So I get to help, lead alongside of him. He does play music, serenades me sometimes.
That's right. I sing all the time. Sometimes you don't want to hear it, but so visions. When you're talking about what's important for someone who is looking for a relationship or a spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend, when they're thinking about vision.
Yeah, I would say to pray for specific traits that you want, but don't get your mindset on like a certain person or a certain type of person, because God can find those traits in someone else.
Yeah.
In a different package.
Yeah, that's big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Your expectations don't have to be exactly
right. Yeah,
fulfilled
like I
to
did
be-
not have to, decline John just because he was not a worship leader.
Right.
Because I still got all the traits that I was praying for.
Yeah. So it's important just to continue to pray, continue to believe God that you have something in mind. That Psalms 37 says he grants you the desire of your heart. So he takes that in consideration, and so we want to think about, what are we praying for in a spouse? What are the characteristics you're looking for? What are the hopes that you have for your relationship? But don't get hung up on a single person, a single type of person. Just know that God has the perfect person for you out there,
Right.
and he can answer your prayers.
Yes.
These birds do not care about where we are sitting. They just want some company. You know how when you're at the airport and they've got the departure and the arrival signage behind you or in front of you, and it tells you where you're going, right? And so when people show up at the airport, they do not often get on a plane and hope that the plane takes them where they want to go. No, instead they have a plan in advance that they put down. They've paid money for a ticket. They know where they're heading. They know where they're going. And much like when we're finding a vision, there's lots of people at the airport and there's lots of people in life. We're all going different places. Our visions are all taking us somewhere different. But the people who have a vision, the people who have wrote that vision down, are so much more often going to find themselves at their destination. So it's important for you to write down your vision, know where you're trying to go, know where you're trying to get to, so that you can tell others where you're going. They can help you along your way. Just like when you get in the airport, they've got all the signage where to show you where to drive and where to park and how to get on the plane. And then when you get on the plane, you can go safely to your destination. Sometimes there's some turbulence, and sometimes you have a layover and you're stuck somewhere for a while. But either way, God's got a plan for you. And if you find your vision, you write that vision down, it becomes so much easier for it to be fulfilled and for you to get where you're trying to go. Now I want to talk to you about health. Health is an issue that we all either are really excited about or really unhappy to talk about, isn't it, sometimes? And so for me, health has always been the biggest struggle. Of all the things that I've overcome in life through Christ, health has been at the bottom of the ladder in terms of things that I've given my full effort to or fully believed that things could change, as I was a problem gambler and I put on so much weight for my depression, my addiction, and I've never really lost that weight. I've gone through periods of being able to adjust and lose weight and put it back on and lose weight and put it back on. And so for our health, well, we're trying to find a vision. This is an area I'm still working on in my life, finding a vision for health, getting around people who will encourage you in your weight loss, get away from the enablers in your life. And sometimes for me, that's just my spouse or my family. We're having parties all the time, birthday parties every weekend, it seems like. There's always cake, there's always something that can hold me back. But ultimately, it's my own decision. But when I give it to God and I'm trying to find a vision for health in my life, you got to find ways to put your health above other priorities in your life. So like if you want to have a great career, you have to have a healthy life so you can have a long career. So find the things that you like to do as far as activities that can be helpful. Let's write them down. Everything on this vision list is about writing things down. So write down the things that you have a vision for as far as your health. Write down how much weight you want to lose. Write down some activities that you'd like to do once you get healthy. Write down some activities that you like to do to lose weight, and put your faith in those things and put it to prayer. God, help me in the area of health in my life. Help me lose this amount of weight. Help me get healthy. Help me push the food off the table. Help me only have one course instead of 2 courses. Put your faith in the area of prayer. But first, it starts by writing down the things that you want to see happen in the area of health in your life. I want to encourage you today in the area of your money. As a former problem gambler, I'd lost so much money. I filed bankruptcy. I have not until the last year been fully out of debt. And so I want to encourage you that even if you're in debt, God has a path to pull you out of it. He says in the Bible that we are slaves to the lender. So we don't want to continue to put ourselves more and more in debt, but we want to work towards God's plan for our money. So when we're talking about finding a vision for money in our own life, it's about praying and believing that God is our provider. He is our resource. And then we don't need money to be our provider. Money is just a tool to help us do the things in life that God wants us to be doing. So begin by praying, Lord, help me in the area of money. Let me see money as a resource and a tool. Help me in my gifts and talents that I can be suited in a career that can help me create more income for my family, myself, my individual life, and the things that you want me to do, and including being able to be generous with that money. So as you write down a vision list, write down the areas of your life where you are believing for God to bless the money situations in your life. Maybe you need to raise at work. Maybe you need to pay off that credit card. Maybe you need to do different things that allow you to get to a position where you can be generous with your money. These are different things with money that you might be able to write down in this list. Maybe there's a special trip you're planning you want to pay for. Whatever it is, Lord, just say, Lord, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to believe you for it. I'm going to trust you. I have faith that you can be my provider in the area of money. I want you to find a vision from God for the area of your money, but it first starts by understanding that money is a tool and a resource. It's not something that you just need more of, because if you get more of it, what are you going to do with it? A great resource I want to encourage you to find, and that I've used in the past, is the Dave Ramsey baby step method, where he has a 7-step method that helps people who are in debt get out of debt, and people who have gotten out of debt how to control and make their money work for them. It's a God-based program. It's a faith-based program, and I would encourage you, if you're looking for a vision in the area of your money, maybe start there, because his extensive resources helped us get out of debt after 4 years of working it, and now it's allowed us to pay for a trip like this to Hawaii and plan for the things that we're doing for our family in the future, including putting them in private Christian school. So these are things that we wouldn't have been able to do until we got a vision for money in our own lives. Point number 6 is personal goals. Trying to find a vision for things that have nothing to do with your work or your ministry. We're talking about things that have to do with yourself and the things you want to accomplish in life. Some fun stuff, so you write down on your list. You want to write down, maybe you want a dog. Like I want 2 English bulldogs. So this is something that's on my list. Personal goals for Megan included seeing some stuff from Lost when we came on our trip to Hawaii. So we went to this awesome waterfall. This is where I'm at actually right now, the Waimea Valley, where this waterfall is from the scene in Lost. So this was just fun stuff we put on our list. Going to Israel's on our fun list, and these are just personal goals. Maybe that doesn't necessarily have to do with other things on your list. Doesn't have to do with money. Doesn't have to do with health. These are just fun things. Maybe you want to go on a trip one day. Maybe you want to participate in a marathon. Maybe you want to do something that has just like been on your bucket list for a long time. And so this is what you write down on your list. So take the time in this moment, write down what are some goals that you want to do in your life that have nothing to do with anybody else. This is just something that you want to do, and something that's going to accomplish something in your heart, and it's going to fulfill something, a desire in your heart alone. So I want to encourage anybody who's writing down their personal goals, whether your goal is to visit 50 states or write that book or apply for that job you're looking for. Either way, this is the chance for you to be able to put those thoughts down on paper, and you never know what's going to happen, because in a few months, or maybe for us 7 years into our vision to visit all 50 states, you get to see a view like this. Get to check a box on your checklist, your goal list, your opportunity list. And that's what finding a vision is all about. When you get to put the vision down on paper, see it in the future, even long before it happens, allow God to guide your steps, and then you can put yourself in a position where you reach your own top of the mountain for whatever goal you're reaching for. Visiting all 50 states isn't our end-all be-all goal, but it is a goal. It is a vision, and we found it. We were able to find a way for God to pay for it, for God to put us in position to be and do things that are exciting and fun, that are an addition to our life, on top of the career and ministry we put our hands to. So just be an encouragement to you guys today. Find a vision for your life, write it down, cast it out, let God do the rest. Plan your steps, guide your steps, direct your path. We're here at the Pali Lookout, which is famous because it has trade winds that blow, and these winds can knock you over if you're not pushing against them. And these waves that carry us, when we're talking about finding a vision, we're talking about in our lives we often come against things that are blowing in our directions in different ways, and sometimes they knock us over. Maybe we have an obstacle we're facing, a injury, a bad relationship, a career that's not going the way you wanted to. You were hopeful for something and you had faith for something and didn't show up. So these are all the different winds that can blow in our lives when we're trying to find a vision. But ultimately, we need to seek the Lord's help to find a vision. And hopefully, in number 7, the points that we're talking about, finding a vision, is making a difference. Making a difference for someone else. And so you do that through your work, you do that through your ministry, but you can also be a part of helping and volunteering, not just at your church, but find a cause to support, find a group to help out, find a way to help a neighbor. These are things that you want to write down for finding a vision. On category 7, you want to be able to find a vision to help someone else or a group of people, and then when you find a way to do this, you will have
found a vision for every area of your life, every category of your life that we've gone over in today's video. I want to encourage you to continue to write these things down. So write down areas where you want to make a difference, places you want to make a difference. And as you put your list together, your different inventories and your different items on your list, just be blessed, pray over it, believe God for it. Share in the comments what you are believing for, what your vision list is. We'd love to hear from you. I'll share mine in a future video as well, and we'll all be sharing these things together. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.